What if I told you that you don't need a $20 a month subscription or a massive supercomputer to edit viral, cinematic videos? In fact, some of the biggest creators on YouTube and TikTok are editing entirely on this free software. Welcome to the ultimate 1-hour CapCut Masterclass. By the time you finish this video, you are going to transition from an absolute beginner to a complete editing pro. We are going to cover everything: mastering the timeline, advanced keyframing, color grading, hidden AI tools, and how to export in flawless 4K. Grab a coffee, open up CapCut on your desktop or phone, and let's get right into it. When you first launch CapCut and hit New Project, the interface can look intimidating, but it's actually incredibly intuitive. Let's break it down into 4 simple quadrants. Top left is your media panel. This is your storage unit where your imported footage, audio, and text live. Top center is your player window. This shows you exactly what your video looks like in real time. Top right is your details and adjustment panel. This is where the magic happens for sizing, positioning, and color grading. And finally, spanning across the bottom is your timeline. Think of the timeline as your canvas. Left to right is time, bottom to top is your layers. Let's bring in our first clip. To bring your footage in, you can literally drag and drop it right into the media section. Once it's there, drop it onto your main track. Now, let's talk about trimming. Bad pacing kills videos. To keep your viewers hooked, you want to eliminate dead air, those gaps where you breathe, stammer, or pause. You can do this 2 ways. You can hover over the edge of a clip and drag it inward, or you can use CapCut's quickest shortcut, the split tool. Move your playhead to the moment you want to cut, hit Ctrl-B or Command-B if you're on a Mac, select the dead zone, and hit delete. Notice how the rest of the timeline automatically snaps together? That's CapCut's magnetic. When you first launch CapCut and hit New Project, the interface can look intimidating, but it's actually incredibly intuitive. Let's break it down into 4 simple quadrants. Top left is your media panel. This is your storage unit where your imported footage, audio, and text live. Top center is your player window. This shows you exactly what your video looks like in real time. Top right is your details and adjustment panel. This is where the magic happens for sizing, positioning, and color grading. And finally, spanning across the bottom is your timeline. Think of the timeline as your canvas. Left to right is time, bottom to top is your layers. Let's bring in our first clip. To bring your footage in, you can literally drag and drop it right into the media section. Once it's there, drop it onto your main track. Now, let's talk about trimming. Bad pacing kills videos. To keep your viewers hooked, you want to eliminate dead air, those gaps where you breathe, stammer, or pause. You can do this 2 ways. You can hover over the edge of a clip and drag it inward, or you can use CapCut's quickest shortcut, the split tool. Move your playhead to the moment you want to cut, hit Ctrl-B or Command-B if you're on a Mac, select the dead zone, and hit delete. Notice how the rest of the timeline automatically snaps together? That's CapCut's magnetic timeline, and it is a massive time saver. In modern editing, we have A-roll, which is usually your main talking head footage, and B-roll, which is the footage that visually explains what you're talking about. To add B-roll, simply drag a video clip from your media panel and stack it above your primary footage. CapCut reads layers from top to bottom, meaning whatever is on top will cover what's underneath. If you ever need to work on a lower layer without messing up your B-roll, use the little lock icon on the left side of the track. This freezes the track completely so you can't accidentally move, cut, or ruin your layout. Audio is 50% of the viewing experience. If your video sounds echoing or has background hiss, people will click away instantly. Click on your main audio track, and look at the top right panel under Audio. Look at this feature right here, Enhance Voice. Turn this on, adjust the slider, and watch how CapCut's background AI strips away room echo and PC fan noise instantly. Next, look at your decibel meter. You want your main talking voice to hover safely between -6 and -12 decibels. If it hits the red zone at 0, your audio will distort, and your viewers' ears will bleed. Use the volume slider to level it out. Now let's add some flavor. CapCut has a massive built-in library of copyright-free music and sound effects. Go to the top left, click Audio, and search for whoosh. When you introduce a text graphic or a transition, a subtle whoosh sound effect tricks the viewer's brain into finding the movement satisfying. For background music, remember the golden rule: keep it low. Background music should typically sit around -20 to -25 decibels so it doesn't fight with your voice. Let's apply a quick fade out at the end of the clip so the music doesn't abruptly stop. Over 70% of people watch social media videos on mute, which means captions aren't optional anymore, they're mandatory. Luckily, CapCut has the best auto-transcription engine in the game. Go to Text, click Auto Captions, ensure your language is selected, and hit Create. In just a few seconds, CapCut analyzes your voice and builds your captions perfectly. But we don't want boring text. Look at the text customization panel on the right. If you change the font, color, or add a stroke style, it applies it to every single caption automatically. Let's pick a bold font like Montserrat, add a black stroke, and a slight yellow glow to make it pop. To take it a step further, let's go to the Animation tab while our text is selected. CapCut offers brilliant kinetic styles like bounce-in or word-by-word karaoke lighting. By adding a dynamic caption animation, you increase your viewer retention drastically because the screen is constantly shifting and offering new visual stimuli to look at. If there is one tool that separates beginners from pros, it's keyframes. Don't let the word scare you. A keyframe is just a marker that tells CapCut, asterisk at this exact second, I want the video to look like X. And by this next second, I want it to look like YE asterisk. Let's create a smooth, cinematic digital zoom. Select your clip. Go to the right panel and click the little diamond icon next to Position and Size. That's your starting keyframe. Now, move your playhead forward about 1 second into the video. Increase the scale to 115% and adjust the position slightly. Look at that, CapCut automatically creates a second diamond. When we play it back, the software smoothly morphs the image from the first diamond to the second, creating an intentional, cinematic push-in. Now let's look at the Effects and Filters tabs. CapCut is famous for its massive array of trending social media effects. If you want to add an organic, filmic look, you can go to Effects, search for Film Grain or Leica Filters, and drag it onto an adjustment track above your video. If you want to draw emphasis to a dramatic point, search for Camera Shake, drop it exactly over the timeline where you shout or make a point, and adjust the speed and atmosphere sliders to make it subtle, not chaotic. Even the best cameras look bland right out of the lens. To make your videos look expensive, you need to color grade. Select your clip and go to the Adjustment tab. First, let's look at contrast, bring it up slightly to separate your darks and your lights. If your face looks a bit washed out under your studio lights, bring the highlights down and pull the shadows up slightly to pull out hidden detail. Now, go to the HSL or Hue, Saturation, and Lightness panel. Click on the orange color, which controls human skin tones, and bump up the lightness slightly. Look at that before and after. It looks like we shot this on a Hollywood cinema camera instead of a standard webcam. Before we wrap up and export, check out CapCut's advanced AI features. If you don't own a green screen but want to delete your messy bedroom background, select your clip, go to Video, click Cutout, and select Auto Cutout. The AI isolates your body and removes the background cleanly in real time. You can now drop an animated digital background, a tech grid, or a solid color right underneath you. You've spent an hour building a masterpiece, don't ruin it now by exporting it incorrectly. Click the blue Export button in the top right. Let's dial in the golden settings for YouTube and TikTok. For resolution, set it to 4K if you shot in 4K, or 1080p matching your source footage. For bitrate, don't leave it on lower. Switch it to CBR or recommended to preserve all those crisp details. Set your codec to H.264 for maximum platform compatibility, and make sure your format is MP4. Finally, set your frame rate to 24 frames per second for a cinematic movie look, or 30 to 60 if you're doing fast-paced gaming or tech content. Hit Export, and let CapCut render your file. And there you have it. In just 1 hour, you have mastered the fundamentals, advanced audio workflow, keyframing, typography, and color grading inside CapCut. The absolute best way to learn video editing isn't just watching this masterclass, it's actually doing it. So here is my challenge to you: import 3 clips today, cut out the dead air, add 1 voice enhancement tool, apply an automated caption layer, and hit export. If you found value in this deep dive, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment letting me know what features surprised you the most, and I'll see you in the next editing breakdown. Keep creating. If you like the video, please subscribe.